You're ready to be premature all over again.
Wow, that's impressive.
Quick
bro.
reset. Quick reset.
Yeah, that's right. Licking gin balls.
It's just going to be a vicious cycle.
Who knew the job was pro bono?
I was so high that I shit myself at some point.
Okay, get still here. Somebody, everybody mute. Goddamn, you're killing me.
My SEAL Team 6 went to SEAL Team 12.
There's nothing wrong with punching above your weight.
To play with you.
better. Well,
I don't know what's worse. You're a ginger or you've been vaccinated.
You sit around and drink and solve the world's problems, right?
Hey, let's go ahead and unwrap this present
So,
and let the debate begin.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is the beginning of February. It is a new episode, and we are here, excited to be so. Got all the four horsemen in the studio. We're going to go ahead and jump this one off. Gentlemen, how are you doing?
Just waiting on the paper boy to bring some good news.
I'm here. I've got your news. You ain't going to like it.
Where you at, you son bitch?
This is exciting. This is exciting
Help me out a little bit.
because I never know who it's going to be. This is fun. I like doing this. Yeah, happy everybody's
that's
here.
how a lot of good movies start.
That's it. Happy everybody's here. I got a good one for you today. Before we get started, though, in case all of our masturbators out there, if you've been listening, at the beginning of January, the Four Horsemen started a New Year's challenge, not a resolution, because those are bullshit and we don't believe in them. But we started a challenge, and that challenge was a weight loss challenge. So I thought, you know what? It's the beginning of February. We'll give everybody a heads up as we go through this thing month to month. Just let you know where we are. Is it working? Is it not? Who are the biggest losers? And who are not, and just see where we're at. So just a quick recap. The challenge was we were going to try to lose 150 pounds collectively as a group through the course of 2022. And so here we are, beginning of February. Just give everybody a quick heads up as to where we are in terms of our benchmark, what kind of progress we have made. So with that being said, gentlemen, this is where we currently stand. January 1 through January 29th, we logged every week. And so as you can see on our little chart here, the weights are recorded. Anything in red was a gain. Anything in black, kudos to you for losing weight. So across the board.
This is like the complete opposite of liquor and leaks. It's exactly the complete opposite of liquor and leaks.
But that's okay. That's okay. That's how we do. We break things up to make it interesting. We can't keep doing the same thing. So here we are. Myself, Fat Thor. I asked to lose. I said I'm going to lose 55 pounds. Matt came out of the gate saying 50. Haas, you wanted to do 25 with the understanding that you would reevaluate once you had done that. And then Grinch, you said 20 pounds. And then we have all of our starting weights and then where we ended. So just to, where we're at. I lost for the month of January 10.4 pounds.
Very nice.
Kudos
There's much
to me.
rejoicing.
Yes.
That was one monster shit for you, wasn't it?
Oh, you know it, man. Talk about how much laxatives you have to take to do that.
We call you less than Fat Thor now?
No,
less than Fat Thor.
Not quite.
No, you know what? No, now you're just chubby Thor.
Chubby Thor. That's right. Haas,
Thor.
You lost 3.6 pounds in the month. Kudos to you.
Awesome.
Now I know you're
just
also
massive shit.
You're splitting your time between, exercise, walking, I'm assuming, and also lifting weights. So a little less, obviously, because you are also building muscle, and we know muscle weighs more. So you are kind of splitting your time right now. And Grinch, you lost 1 pound. You're coming out the gate.
That was the mustache.
Well, I'm just saying, but you are.
That was the porn stash.
Psychologically, yes, it was the hair.
But yes, you have lost. I didn't want to say you'd lost and gained. That doesn't feel good either. But you have lost 1 pound. But admittedly, you have less to lose.
Well, not only that, you were sick for a week,
3 weeks
during the month of January. So
we're gonna get it. We're gonna
get it. And again, coming out of the gate running, coming out of the gate walking, coming out of the gate crawling, doesn't matter.
Or face planting, as it turns out.
You got 12 months to get there.
Limping, dragging that leg behind you.
That's right.
That's it. And then last but certainly not least, Mac, you asked to lose 50 pounds through the course of 12 months. You came out of the gate with a whopping 14.6 pounds lost in the month of January.
Yeah, that actually does deserve.
Yeah.
Boom,
wanna
shakalaka,
nice.
motherfucker.
That's right.
I mean,
Keep it up,
goddamn.
Ain't no basic shakalakas up in here.
Oh, fuck no. But hey, you keep that up by the time, if you keep up that pace in 4 months, less than 4 months, you'll reach your goal.
Yeah, May. April,
now
May, time.
That's a tall ask to continue to lose nearly 15 pounds a month, but who knows?
Oh, challenge accepted.
All right, there we go. So we needed to lose.
Did you get your shake weight yet?
I did. My little hula shake.
That's it. Now we said to meet our criteria, we had to lose 12.4 pounds a month on average. We lost 29.6 for the month of January. So obviously we are way ahead of the curve, which is great.
Nice.
Coming out like that, whether or not we will it'll obviously slow down, plateau, maybe ups, downs, but good on you all for coming out of the gate this way. Almost 30 pounds lost as a group. That's awesome. We are 1/5 of the way to our total goal. So for all you masturbators out there, it can be done. There you go. 30 pounds in the month of January, and we will keep this train rolling month to month. Now, as we roll into February, we are adding a challenge on top of our challenge, and that is no one is allowed to consume soda of any kind in the month of February. So,
now hold on.
Yes.
Because you said we couldn't drink soda. Can we drink cola?
No. You can drink no carbonated sugar beverage.
What about pop?
Yeah.
No carbonated sugary beverage. If you want to have club soda, you do it. You want to have tonic water, you do it. But you can have no sugary.
Hello, gin and tonics.
That's
How you
it.
doing, baby?
So yeah,
Good to see
February, no sodas of any kind, no carbonated sugary beverages. That is a challenge on top. And every month we're going to add a challenge in. We're not sure yet what they will be, but when we get to March, we'll add another challenge in. So that is the goal for February. Continue to lose your weight, add in that extra challenge, and let's see where we are at the end of February. All right. So there is our quick update for our New Year's challenge for all of you masturbators out there. Hopefully you are coming along with us on this, doing your own challenge. Hopefully, if not, that's on you. So let's go ahead and jump into our new episode this month. Let's get our drinks out of the way. Haas, since you were early today, I'm going to let you go first. What are you drinking today, brother?
I'm revisiting a drink. I feel like early on in the podcast that I kind of been craving.
The Boulevardier.
No, God.
The Raleigh.
I'm telling you, no.
Vodka.
I will
Red Bull.
probably start identifying as something other than he, him before I try the Boulevardier again.
So we're altering pronouns. Okay, go ahead. What are you drinking?
I went with the Bourbon Stone Sour.
Oh, look at you.
I really enjoyed this the first time, and I'm kind of been craving it. So, it's bourbon, simple syrup, and I use an egg white syrup that I really like because it kind of makes it more viscousy and frothy. Orange juice and lemon juice.
So it's this bourbon, orange juice, lemon juice, and a little sperm. Okay.
I mean, yeah. Yep. No, just a little bit.
And the Bourbon Stone Sour. Yes, you have done this one. You may have done it more than once, I think. I don't know. I know you've done it at least once. For some reason, I'm thinking there was another time it got done, but I could be mistaken.
I don't think by me, but I've been craving it, so I decided I was just going to go back to it.
Yeah, I think this was one that Grinch did during one of our music episodes because he played it as part of his, honorable mention.
I think that was Haas. I think Haas did it during the music one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew somebody did.
Yeah, I haven't
used it as the Stone Sour aspect to channel in their honorable mentions.
Huh? There you go. Bourbon Stone Sour. Mac.
Damn it, you motherfuckers got some memories. Jesus.
As our biggest weight loss for the month of January, I'm going to let you go next, brother. What did you bring to the table today?
I'm channeling my inner Samantha today, and I'm having a skinny Cosmo.
Oh, look at you.
Okay. So I did. It's the Cosmo mix is 5 calories, and then the Tito's vodka is I think 170. So not super skinny on that side, but it's better than
what it could have been.
Some huge sugary drink. So
how many calories? How many calories in the pearl necklace?
A skinny Cosmo and a Bourbon Stone Sour. All right, Grinch. What about you? The hair's getting long. Look at you. Got it back in a ponytail. It's nice to see.
Yeah, it's actually adding weight, I think.
Helps define the neck muscles. There you go.
Well,
what are you drinking?
I'm gonna tease in what our topic is by saying
Let me just tell you how annoying being in an ABC state is, because I had a drink in mine
brother.
and clock yesterday. I don't know why. It's not their normal closing
You guys
time,
got,
but they just decided to close at 5 o'clock.
Ice
So the
out there or
missus,
something still,
I
or,
got
I mean,
off work at 5, was meeting the missus. She was going by ABC. She was there at like 4:58, and they wasn't. So annoying as shit, right? But that said, gave me a good excuse to pivot to one of our beers I've been contemplating here for a while, or I've been hanging on to, which is our Drunken Vigils, which is a bourbon barrel aged breakfast stout coming in at a 14.9% ABV. It is the perfect morning libation while on the front porch awaiting spring.
So, how many calories is that?
I'm drinking our Drunken Vigils. That's a good question.
Not on the can.
If you have to look, you don't need to know.
I was actually looking. It is not on the can.
Okay.
But
That's
yeah,
convenient.
I think that's a skinny beer, right?
It's an annual release, and it kicks ass. Some fantastic artwork.
Hell yeah.
It's done by one of the local tattoo artists here, and he does a great job over at Valhalla Tattoo. So
Very
super
nice.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you happen? I'm curious because I've noticed, a lot of those Southern Pines cans have really cool artwork. Do you save some of those?
Oh, I say, yeah, actually, I've got my whole collection down here to my left.
Nice.
And as we roll them out, I make sure that's one of the things I do is I grab one, and then afterward clean the can up, and then add it to the display.
It'd be nice to you could just elongated. You could do just around the legs.
I'd be a full fanboy.
3 or 4, maybe.
Yeah.
What's that on the?
Well, I mean, you're kind of trending that way.
Yeah.
What's that on the shelf back there?
So on the shelf back there is the Blanton's stave with the.
I just wanted to see you turn around again so we could see that ponytail.
And
Except he moved the camera.
The Stranger Things tattoo Lego collection. Yeah,
he's not listening to me.
But it's all about the hair. But there's the can collection.
Nice
in there. Yeah. So.
And they're all full,
you need
right?
me to look back again?
They're all full cans.
Look at that.
Full cans.
Something to grab
nice.
No, those are all empty. I'm not keeping them full.
There you go. Okay, so I guess it falls to me. I will go last this time. So I was trying to do something new. So I'm doing what's called a blueberry whiskey buck. I am using the 1920 Prohibition style Old Forester. You use blueberries, some sugar. You muddle that up with some lemon. Pour in your whiskey. You shake the shit out of it in a shaker. You pour it over crushed ice, and then you top it off with 2 ounces of ginger beer. And that's why you get this very purple concoction here.
What was the name again?
The Blueberry Whiskey Buck.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, I assume, like a bourbon, like a smash, like the raspberry or strawberry smash, whatever the jam smash, but with blueberries. Yeah. So that's the purple. But so that's what I went with. And then you just garnish with a lemon, and voila, you have the Blueberry Whiskey Buck. Nice. So I think, Mac, like you did a Kentucky Buck at one point.
At one point, yeah.
So, and I mean, I think it's basically that recipe, but you add fucking blueberries, little sugar. Yeah. So that's what I'm having. All right. So, gentlemen, as always, cheers.
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 Toast.
So let's go ahead and jump into our topic. We kind of threw this one out there midweek, and we thought this might be an interesting one. I'm not sure what the catalyst for this was, but clearly there must have been one.
I know what the catalyst was.
But it was.
We all know what the catalyst was.
Shit.
Somebody would talk about butt sex.
Shit that people do. Things that happen that just annoy the fuck out of you. And that is our topic. So each of us kind of came up with a list. This isn't going to be like your top 3. We are just going to throw them out there, discuss them. Do we all agree that the things that annoy each of us annoy everybody else in the group? Or is it like, dude, you're just being picky, So we'll see what kind of debate there is. But it literally, that's what it is. It is the things that annoy you, day-to-day basis, whatever it is, doesn't matter, in your daily life, things that annoy you, bringing that to the table, discuss it, debate it, and go from there. So I have the first one, and I've been sitting on this all week. And it was like top of my list. The minute you threw this out, Boom.
just stewing on this.
Let's get that venom out. Let's get that
I mean,
venom out.
your whole week has been shit.
It has been. Hold on. Okay. Need to lubricate before I say that.
You
know those people, and I'm sure we've all met those people. It's those people, doesn't matter what their disposition is, but they ask, they will say to you, hey, have you seen this show? And you're like, no, you got to fucking watch this show. Okay, I get it. And then you say, hey, you, whoever you are, have you seen this show? And they're like, no. And you're like, you should watch this show. And they basically tell you to go fuck themselves. That shit is annoying.
Without telling you to go fuck yourself.
Right. That is my number one peeve. When somebody asks you and you do it, you agree. You're like, I will totally watch.
With Love Island.
I will totally watch your show.
On the same level.
And the area
not about the level
has begun.
It's not. We're not equating level.
I want to play devil's advocate here. How would you know if it's on the same level? You've never watched.
Boom.
Because come on. It's
Thank
Love fucking Island. That's how.
If I had a microphone, I would drop it. I'm dropping this microphone. Thank you, Haas.
Oh, you prick. Coming out with that. Talk about
hey, have you seen this show? No, I haven't. You should watch it. I will do that. Hey, have you seen this show? No, I haven't. You should watch it. I will do that.
When you're discussing football and somebody says they're giving a compliment, but it's a
backhanded compliment.
It's actually a backhanded compliment. It stings a little.
We know who the king of that is. Yeah.
That's where you sit and you question, like, was that a compliment? Yeah. And everybody around's like,
no,
it was not.
Yeah,
no.
I thought it was funny because Mac and I were talking, and I was like, "This shit fucking annoys me."
All right,
yeah, so there's my that's one of my pet peeves. Just
I see you. I see you.
All right, lock it the fuck in, and let's keep going. All right, Grinch. Yes. What about you, brother? What's something that bothers you?
I think one of the biggest ones is people that are just fucking oblivious, just oblivious.
Like when you ask them to watch a show and they're like,
well, it's whether they're in traffic, whether they're in a grocery store and they just stop in the middle. It's like they literally don't care or have no awareness of how they're interacting in an environment that clearly has lots of people moving around.
But I take it a different approach than that, though, Grinch. I don't think it's that they don't care or they're not. I think they think they're the most fucking important person in the world, and every fucking body else should work around them and what they're doing. And you are right. I think you should run over them with your fucking shopping cart when they stop in the middle of the aisle.
I mean, it's the classic, like, what is this motherfucker doing? What is this fucker doing? And you're just looking at them with this look on your face. And they're there's some combination of oblivious or they just don't care, and both of them makes them an asshole,
right?
Yeah. And it drives me up the damn wall. And you're just sitting there going, you have no concept of the fact there are like three people standing here, all looking at you, going, "What are you doing right now?"
But how many times and does this add to it when you start to say something and they look at you like you're the prick,
right? And
it's like, excuse me. I'm just asking you to just be cognizant and respectful of those around you. And they look at you like you're the fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Well, and to kind of add on to that, I mean, a grocery store, the aisle should be just like the fucking road. Be on the right side.
Lanes.
You know, yeah, lanes. Don't go in the middle. Don't go on the opposite side. You know. And when they implemented, I don't know if they did this in other areas, but during the height of COVID, they implemented one-way lanes.
Yeah.
And people and I don't know why. It's because, again, I think to me, it's. I look at you and you decide you went down that lane the wrong way when everybody else is going the right way. That says that you're more important than everybody else, and everybody else should just get the fuck out of your way. And that annoys the shit out of me. I'm with you on this, Rich, wholeheartedly.
And this is why I say, like, computers will take over the world because humans are just completely inept to work together naturally. Like, they have to have rules that are enforced. And like another classic example would be when you see for 30 miles lane closed ahead, and you're just like, this jackass is going to do it. I know this jackass is going to do lane. And the thing is, like, in Europe, they have the zipper laws. So it makes sense. You stay in the lane until it is closed because the expectation is it'll be 1-1, which is just common sense.
Right.
But for some reason in the United States, we cannot grasp this. So you think you're quote unquote winning by zipping all the way up and then being that jackass, which only creates a scenario where nobody wants to let anybody else in because they're like, this motherfucker.
I've been
or you
waiting.
end up with the truck that goes like in the middle, like the big semi.
Right.
They just
cut off both
shit.
lanes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That annoys the crap out of me. Absolutely annoys the crap out of me.
I think we definitely all agree on that one. Absolutely. Maybe we all didn't agree on the first one on mine, but we all agree on that one. Haas, what about you? What is
I got
something
your back on the first one.
I appreciate that, brother. You know,
I'll, in the Supreme Court of this, I will file the dissenting opinion.
All right, Haas, what about you? What's something that annoys the shit out of you?
Yeah, so like if you ever been to the airport and then when you have to go through security, you get these people who like to go through freaking airport security barefoot, you know,
I have,
gross
as a
and
matter of
nasty and
That's
shit.
nasty.
That's just so
Disgusting.
nasty. Like I don't understand. Like it just, I mean, it's, ugh. I mean, you guys talk about some of the stuff I think is gross, but I don't understand. Like, how do you do that in good conscience? How do you do that? How do you like go home and then like kick your feet up on someone's furniture like that? I mean, come on.
It's quite
Like,
simple.
that's
I
just
actually
annoying
go,
as fuck.
I go and get foot massages after I do it. I let somebody else just
Oh,
do it.
I hope you tip those motherfuckers like $1,000.
Eat everything off your foot.
We're supposed to tip them? That's not bad.
No, Thor goes to that thing where you put your feet in the water with like the fish and they just like nibble at your fish.
Oh, God. And they all, 2 minutes later, as he's walking away, they're all floating up to the top, dead, all bloated and shit.
I'm gonna add on to that one a little bit there for you, Haas, as well. I know we're not in the age of, what was it, the 50s and 60s Mad Men, people got on the airport or got on the airplanes in suits and shit. But
Preach it, because here it comes.
Put a fucking polo shirt on, at least. Don't get on with your goddamn sleeveless shirt and your baggy, jams that you're going to wear to the beach. Have some fucking manners.
I thought you were going to take it further. Because, I mean, these people that will take their shoes and socks off on an
clip
airplane.
their toenails?
Or have you seen the motherfuckers will stick their freaking feet like up next to you on the back of your armrest?
I do that after I walk through TSA barefoot.
Went through security barefoot. Freaking feet.
And then when you're asleep, I rub them on your face.
Why I don't sleep on flights like that.
Speaking of travel, another thing that annoys me is and this can be you're in any line waiting. The people who think their proximity to the back of you equates to how soon they'll get to whatever.
Right.
Whether you're at a fast food store waiting to board the plane and you're just like, this motherfucker bumps me one more time, I'm going to stab him in the throat. Like, the plane isn't leaving until everybody's on. It's just the way it works.
Right. You're not going to miss it.
But they feel like
you having your dick up my ass
right.
doesn't get you on the plane.
They feel like they're like winning. It's something. I don't even know what it is by being right up on your shit.
The people that, because clearly they board in a certain order on the planes, I assume at this point, everybody's flown once in their life. The people that, I'm in zone whatever, but I'm more important. I'm going to get on the plane now. It's like, just like you said, the plane's not fucking going to leave without you if you're in the boarding area.
Right.
Just relax. Honestly, what are you going to get on the plane and just sit there and twiddle your thumbs? You're better off waiting in the damn boarding area until the plane's ready to leave.
And I get the idea of when you're vying for overhead space. I do. Like, I understand that is a thing. But then you get those people that have the 37 bags, that are coming on, and you're just like...
And the motherfuckers, having worked at the airlines, that pack those bags and take it to the extreme. And then when the zipper busts, because they've crammed so much shit in there, and, you probably threw it around a little bit more than you probably should have, into the carts and stuff, just to teach them a lesson. But yeah, it's like, it's a carry-on and a personal item. And the carry-on can't be, a 70-inch
certain size
suitcase, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Again, it's back to just have some respect for man, for human.
Your fellow human. Exactly.
Yeah. It's not all about, you. We're all on this planet together.
Are we?
And we should be,
unfortunately.
And yet we won't watch shows when we're asked to watch shows. That's weird. So we've gone around the room, and Mac, you have commented on everybody. So now it's your turn. What is something that irritates you, aside from everything else you've already mentioned?
I was going to say, I think
or
I've
piggybacked on.
piggybacked on everybody else. You know what annoys me? Is
Guys that
when people
piggyback
can't come up
on
with an
other people's shit.
People that can't come up with an original thought and just take advantage of everybody else's stuff and try and make it their no. This is one that annoys me, and it doesn't happen as much now with with COVID and everything, because obviously people aren't going out as much. But when you are out in public and you unfortunately have to use the restroom, and you walk in, this is unfortunately for men only, and you go up to the urinal and you start taking a leak, and there's fucking 50 urinals in the damn place, and the guy walks in and saddles right up in the urinal next to you.
It's not just that. He goes and looks you up and down.
I didn't know they made them that small.
Tiny dick player.
No, rules.
Is it supposed to be that color?
Oh no, there are definitely man rules. There are man rules in that regard.
Well, and like
minimum of one urinal separation.
If the four of us went to see a movie, we should use 8 seats. There should be a buffer seat between each one of us.
In a theater?
That depends.
How are we going to hold him?
What if I need to talk to you about a scene during the movie?
If it's a rom-com,
there is a buffer seat between every dude.
If it's a rom-com or a scary movie, we got to cuddle. I'm sorry.
But fine, cuddling fine. Don't fucking talk.
Okay.
Talk.
See, that's actually one of mine. Talking in movies
irritates.
Don't go in there.
Fucking
don't go down there.
Shit. I've almost gotten in more fights about the talking in movie shit than like anything else as a grown person.
And that was just at his house. Because that happens in our
funny
house.
You should mention that.
I'm like, we're sitting there watching a TV show, and my wife will be like, "Well, who's that? Where'd that person come from?
What happened? What's going on?"
I'm watching the same fucking show as you. I have the exact same information as you do, except that I've been paying attention, not playing Candy Crush.
Right, they're waiting for you to explain.
I'm probably going to get in trouble.
The two here, they're in the
I'm okay with that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I am familiar with this phenomenon as well. Like, well, what's going to happen? I'm like,
how the fuck should I know?
How the hell should I know?
The last time I worked for this production company.
Right.
Look, if they come in late, you give them a certain amount of leeway. But even then, it's
that's different.
Yeah, but even then, it's like
you've both been watching the show from the beginning of the episode,
right? You have no reason to ask.
Well, right.
Yeah.
I think there are two settings. One's at the theater when you just get generic people that are running their mouth.
Oh, yeah. That's annoying.
And then there's the not dialed in.
Right.
Well, and I can almost buy into the theater thing if they're talking kind of about the movie, maybe like oh my God, don't go in there, because we've all been in those horror movies or whatever. But when they're like, dude, where are we going to get gelato at after the movie? No, fuck that. Watch the movie. You paid $20 to get in and see it with your popcorn. Enjoy the movie and let me enjoy it.
Exactly.
I actually, on a related topic, this was what I was going to bring up that I think fits in well with this, which was, it's one of those editorial posts or just an opinion or comment section or something. But either way, this guy wrote, hey, I get it. I've been going to Disney for years. I've been on every ride 100 times. But there are people who have saved up really good money who have never been on these rides, and you're running your damn mouth the whole time. You have totally screwed up their first experience of this ride because you think because you've seen it, you don't need to be focused. And the person next to you is going, I'm trying to enjoy this. Like, this is a memorable experience for me that I may only do once. You do it once a year. And here I am having my experience shat on by.
I've stood in line for 2 fucking hours in the heat.
So yes. Help me with this, though, because this is one that I don't understand. So, I mean, are these rides, because I haven't been to Disney World forever. But I mean, are these rides that you have to pay attention to? I mean, are they not just, I think of Disney World as rides. They're like roller coasters, and it's like, okay, fine, whatever. People are going to scream, but
I'll use an example of one that's like Pirates of the Caribbean.
It's a theme.
It's kind of a mix, right? You've got some Easter eggs from like the movie where they've worked in Jack Sparrow. So there's some slow parts where you're just drifting along, but you're in a boat with like 8 to 12 people. because it's like, I think it's like 3 rows of 4, maybe it's 16. I don't remember, but I think
something
it's 3
like
rows
that,
of 4. So the opportunity is there. And sometimes, it's families just chat, they're talking like little kids and stuff. And that's different as opposed to like, they're almost indifferent to the fact they're on a ride. They're just sitting there running their mouths, not paying attention to anything. And so, or like Jungle Cruise, where you've got, the boat captain who's most of the entertainment throughout the ride.
Right. Because they're talking
and
to you,
nobody's paying attention to the jokes.
Yeah.
Which
and
are great because they're some of the best funny dad jokes in the planet.
And you get like 2 people that laugh. And I got not everybody there speaks English well enough to like pick up on the nuance of the joke. But there's also complete obliviousness of, we're kind of part of a group now. Like by default of the ride, we are part of this collective experience.
Be respectful.
And some of us have chosen to be selfish.
Right. And of course, Disney's weird because some of the rides like Small World don't require focus, right? But like Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion, there is so much going on that you're paying. And there's a narrator on Haunted Mansion that's talking to you in your cart. Now that's 2 people to a little bubble cart. So, it's less likely to happen there. But I definitely get what you're saying. It's just like, I don't need to know that you're going to the Crystal Palace or whatever the fuck it is for lunch after this ride. Shut the fuck up and let me enjoy it.
Table that until you're done.
Right.
Then do your talking afterward.
The ride's like fucking 4 or 5 minutes long. I mean, you're not going to be here forever. It's fucking ridiculous. I do have one. I want to go back. This kind of plays into the watching TV at home. We all have kids. How many of you will be at home with your kids? And it's mostly kids, which is why I say it. I don't think your significant others do this. You have been at home with your kids. You will be at home with your kids all day. They're in their room doing their thing. You're doing your thing. Not even together in the same room, right? All day. 24 out of the 24 hours, 23 hours and 47 minutes, you have absolutely no connection with them, right? You get on the fucking phone. Somebody calls you or you call somebody, and immediately that motherfucker is in the room. Hey, dad. Hey, dad. Hey, dad. And I'm like, I have been here all day. You've said nothing to me.
I enjoy
on the
talking
fucking
to
phone.
your kids through our conversations.
I'm like, of all the times you could have come to bother me, why is it I'm on the phone? That's when you're going to do it. And they look at you like, what? And I'm like, I'm on the phone. Oh, but I just got to tell you. I'm like, and Mac, it's happened. It's like, okay, whatever. It's like, am I the only one that happens to?
That doesn't really happen to me. My parallel is like when we're watching like a football game, Georgia, Florida, whatever. And the topic that gets kind of tossed out, because you're just on the sofa, and I get it, like there's commercials and stuff, has like nothing to do with the game. And it's just like you almost can't even register the question of like, what? Like,
I'm focused.
Right here. I'm like, there's a play there that I was just thinking,
watching.
Like, what?
Yes.
Now ain't the time for animal videos.
And going back to the watching TV stuff, it sucks when you are in the middle of something and somebody will come into the room and say something. In that split second, you'll stop, your brain will turn off to hear what they're saying, and you will miss something. And you'll come back and something will have happened. You're like, what the fuck did I just miss?
But Dad, you can rewind it.
Now you can do that, right? But the advent before that occurred, right? You couldn't just go, no, I can go fucking back and watch it. You're like, great, now I'm playing catch up. Yeah. I mean, I love my kids, but it is the most annoying fucking thing. I can be doing nothing, and the minute that phone rings, hey, Dad, and I'm like, seriously? I mean, literally for 23 hours and 47 minutes, you needed nothing, and suddenly now you need something, and I'm on the phone.
I mean, honestly, a lot of the reason I call you sometimes is just to bring your kids out of the room and annoy you.
Appreciate that.
Just so you know.
I appreciate that. But it's like they don't even know. I mean, how do they know? There's no phone ringing. I don't keep my ringer on, right? So how do they even know I'm on the fucking phone? It's ridiculous. No, I guess maybe that's just me. Yeah, what you got?
People who talk on speakerphone.
Okay, thank you. That was one of mine. Yep.
I mean, don't tell you they're on speaker.
I will go with all of. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. I'm setting up for you to spike it.
So I'm just saying. I mean, look, like general cell phone rudeness annoys the shit out of me, but the top of that is motherfuckers who talk on speaker. Like, I don't want to know what the fuck you're talking about. Fucking have some manners. Everyone else around here is doing their part to be fair about noise pollution. Do your fucking part.
So I want to clarify real quick. Because I'll do that sometimes. If I'm in the house,
I don't mean in the house.
Okay, and that's what I want to make sure. If I'm at the grocery store walking around. Yeah. Okay, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I figured as much. I wanted to make sure.
Like you're making dinner or something, and you're talking at the same time.
If you're in your own private space, I don't give two fucks what you do in your own private space. But if you're in a public space and you're infringing on my space and you're doing it knowingly and rudely, we have a problem.
But as somebody that may call you, all I ask is tell me I'm on speaker. That's it. And I don't like people that put you on speaker and don't tell you. I can't fucking stand that because then you're like, oh, and you're like, oh my God, you were on speaker. And I'm like, oh, awesome. Okay, glad I said that out loud.
So glad I didn't stick my foot in my mouth, or did I?
After walking through TSA, this was unpleasant.
But I've seen
I can only imagine.
You see it travel a lot, but I've seen it in the grocery stores. Yeah. People just walking down the aisle like, so am I looking for rice? I'm like, Jesus Christ, put the thing to your ear.
Yeah. Or get a headset.
Or get a headset.
Or $5. I know you've flown quite a bit. You'll be on planes waiting for takeoff, and people are sitting there like FaceTiming with no earbuds in. And I'm
taxiing.
Everybody can hear this conversation.
I'm tempted to lift my shirt up, lean over, and just start stroking a nipple because
it blows my mind.
Or just start moaning heavily.
I don't want anybody else hearing what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Other than you just don't give a shit.
Some motherfuckers, we call them Mrs. Haas and I call them special snowflakes.
That's what they are. All right.
But there's a lot of them special snowflakes out there. We just don't and I'll be really. I mean, you guys know I've struggled for years with keeping my mouth shut in situations like that and whatnot. And the years that I've been with Mrs. Haas, she's gotten really good at calming me down in those instances because I would probably have gotten in a lot more altercations had she not been present. Because yes, the talking on the cell phone or just general cell phone rudeness, like motherfuckers, someone's asks you a question, right? And then they turn to their phone, start getting on their fucking phone.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's what annoys me. Like if you're looking at a restaurant, you're out for dinner and you see, like a family sitting there and everybody in the family's on their fucking phone.
Shit annoys me.
That's just put your phone away when you're. To me, that's one of the hallmarks. When you're at the dinner table or any table eating a meal, put your fucking phone away.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you're at a concert listening to music, put your phone away. Enjoy it. I'm going to go off now.
I don't know.
I do.
Live in the moment.
I just found one that just annoys me.
I don't use my phone at concerts. I use a camera at concerts. I'm not using my phone because using a phone is fucking irritating. But using my camera, that's different. I am a photographer by nature.
Why are you feeling so defensive about
this? I'm a videographer because we know where he's going with this one.
And you're at a concert.
I don't use my phone.
And you're watching the entire concert through the 7-inch screen of your phone. You should be punched in the fucking balls or pussy or whatever because you are a fucking tool.
At a Tool concert. That's weird.
At a Tool concert. And look, no, you can't do it at a Tool concert except for the last song.
Right.
I think that's
Can you send me that video, by the way? Or I'd like to get that.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I can. I do have that video and I will send it to you. Thank you.
Actually, that's what that whole rant was about. I was just to get Grinch the video. I was just setting him up for that.
I appreciate that.
No, that annoys the shit out of me.
Hey, Grinch, good luck.
I get it.
Enjoy it.
I get it. And I tell you, for you, that one is a pet peeve. And it ranks up there for me, just like people that do fucking stockings first. That shit's fucking annoying. That goes against all.
It's not just annoying. It's weird.
That goes against just the nature of humanity to do stockings first.
There's no understood rule in that regard.
That's just goofy.
No.
It's like filming at a concert.
Yeah, you're sitting there and you're looking at the concert, the entire venue, and everybody's got their phone out recording the concert. And I'm like, you paid $50 to $100 probably to get into this concert, depending on who it was. And I get, right? No, and I get you want to have some memory of the concert. So take the phone out.
Believe me, if they let me bring a tripod and just mount the camera, I would.
And that's the people that annoy me. You would be in there with your fucking gimbal.
Fuck yes, I would.
Your camera mounted to that shit.
That's right.
Filming the whole thing, like
He's got his drone.
Recording for their
That's it. If I could, absolutely.
Absolutely.
You know what? You'll critique my
God.
creative endeavors until you fucking call me that annoying ass dude. Can you make this video for me?
I've never.
Well, be real fucking careful.
I asked you to make one video,
and I did,
used,
and use discretion.
Never used.
Yeah, you're gonna criticize my creativity copyright. Right up until you need it.
Yeah, you did delete that copyright. I don't want that getting out on the internet.
This reminds me of, and it bridges into a number of areas, but that whole Geico series of commercials of like when you become your parents or whatever.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh, one of them going to the game. Have you seen that?
The game.
Are we still leaving the third quarter? Let's not talk about leaving until we've gotten to the game.
We haven't even gotten to the game yet.
But like the one where they're like shopping, and it's like, hey, I think the fans, you don't work here.
That's right.
You don't work here. But it's like the pet peeve of the people who get involved with something that has nothing to do with them.
Oh, look at this big bag of the little chips, and it's like it's a Super Bowl get together, not a kid's party.
Yes, it's like the overly helpful person where you're just like, don't need your help.
That's right.
This doesn't involve you. You're not an employee. Like, why are you asking questions about this? It has literally nothing to do with you. Or they'll speculate on things that also have nothing to do with it, and they'll spend like 30 minutes going, well, do you think? What I think is I have no information, and I don't care. And I don't know why we're still talking about this. But yeah, those Geico commercials are gold, absolute gold.
Yeah.
It's actually progressive, but
Or is it progressive? Yeah. Thank you.
That's
yeah.
Okay. Dr. Rick.
Exactly. You know what annoys me is when people get commercials wrong. It annoys the shit out of me.
I was just saying. What about you, Haas? Let's circle back to you. What about you, man? Throw one out there. I've gotten hammered on the whole time. So
there's two that happen in the home front that kind of coexist together. When someone basically finishes a food or drink item and leaves the said container or package in the cupboard or fridge and doesn't say anything, and of course, you create lists to go to the store to replace these items. You don't mind getting them. You don't mind people consuming them. But like, help me, help you, help me, help you.
Right.
And they don't. That in tandem with motherfuckers who do not replace toilet paper rolls.
Okay,
I will tell you right now. I will purposely not change that shit. I will walk to the restaurant down the street and use their bathroom before I replace.
Have you decided to invest?
And then let me finish. And then when they go in there next and they yell to me to bring them fresh toilet paper rolls, use your hand.
You better climb your ass in the shower.
Yep.
I did. So when you put the toilet paper roll on, is it paper over the front or down
over the front?
Back? Over the front,
non-negotiable.
Yeah.
With the little triangle.
Okay, just making sure, right?
There are no mullets. No mullets.
That's right.
Just checking.
Now, having said that, I got to ask this question since you were here recently, Thor. Was it over the top or under? I can't remember.
It was over the top. It was over the top.
Okay, because I was over the bathroom really quick.
No, it was over the front.
I wanted to make sure I wasn't getting called out for something there.
No. I just wondered.
Yeah. Definitely over the front.
Exactly.
And then, of course, there's the people who just blow up a bathroom and you come in later and you're like, not at your home necessarily, but like in a general place.
I was about to say, who are you
they
inviting
just
over?
don't care. It's not their job to fix it, right?
Well, I know one person he could have over that would totally blow up his toilet and run everybody out that house.
All right, Mac, what about you, man? Give us another one. No? Are you done?
No, there's such a long list. I'm trying to narrow it all down. Have I talked about people that record shit at concerts? Because that annoys the shit out of me.
You know what annoys me? When you ask somebody a question and they don't have a response, so they ask a question back about the question you asked to give themselves time to come up with an answer that you're looking for.
I got one for you.
Go ahead.
And this is going to go back to and I don't know why everything goes back to the fucking airlines. It's because I guess everybody loses their goddamn
you're in such
mind.
a contained environment too that it's like a pressure cooker.
It's naturally stressful.
When the flight attendants are giving the pre-flight speech, look, I get it. We all, again, for the most part, everybody's flown multiple times. You know the spill. You know what they're going to say, but they got to say it. And they got to do it. So fucking take the 5 minutes, put your phone down, take your headphones out, and listen to them. They don't want to be there any more than you want to be there listening to that shit. They don't want to have to take. They want your ass to die, probably. I mean, I think just have some common courtesy and pay attention.
And I think the broader aspect of that is like a two-part. One, it's like respect and empathy, because it's a lack of respect for the fact that this person has a job. Like, they know you've heard it 100 times. They are legally obligated to say it for like the one person who may not have, and to go through it in a very specific way that's been scripted out that touches all the bases.
Right.
And, and I'll use the example, Mrs. Grinch, works one of the coffee shops here, and people will come in, and of course there's a labor shortage. People are busy as shit right now. And it's like, hey, I just put in my order. Like, yeah, jackass. Acknowledged. You did. You put it in via mobile order as you walked in the front door. That doesn't put you to the front of the queue of the 12 people who are in line. It puts you in the queue somewhere in that. But there are a lot of other people that all came here for the same reason. And just because you think you leverage technology or something like that doesn't make you entitled. We'll use that. And that's the thing. That's the entitlement.
Great word right there.
Entitlement of how to be treated with a complete lack of respect for everybody else that's involved in a similar process. And then again, it's another one as you're looking at them like, hey, jackass, what the fuck do you think the rest of us are doing right now?
Right.
We're all here for the same reason. And do you see those people behind the counter busting their ass? Because they are. If I saw somebody sitting there being lazy, that's one thing. But when they're working hard, have some compassion. Have a little acknowledgement of the fact it's a system that processes things in an order. And from that system produces a product.
You said something.
And those people are stressed out and overworked right now because, as you said, especially at this time, there's a labor shortage.
Oh, and a supply chain shortage.
And there's a supply chain
don't
shortage.
have this? No, we fucking don't.
Yeah.
I don't make it.
I did not order the avocados. I ordered them. They just didn't show up.
Right.
Go ahead, Hoss. Sorry.
Do you guys have that? Grinch said something that made me think of this. Do you guys have any expressions or sayings that annoy you? Because I have one where when someone comes up and goes, "You're working hard or hardly working."
Oh, yeah.
I fucking hate when people say that. Like, shut the fuck up.
I know I reference comedians all the time, but Tom Segura is one where he talks about small talk, where he's just like, I fucking hate myself so much right now. I was like, how about this weather? Oh.
They call it small talk for a reason. Say it, move on.
And he's like, if you're tall, it's going to be addressed. You're tall. they're like these sayings that are said that they're like, there's no response to fault. Like there's no, it's like, where do I go with this? Other than I'm trying not to be an outright asshole. So I'm going to acknowledge you said something, but I don't want this to carry to the next interaction.
Right. This is the end of the conversation.
Right. Yeah. It's like that meme of like when your coworker's on like the 10th minute of their story and you've run out of like, damn, shit.
All right.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
It's just like, wrap it up. Come on.
Yeah.
That's one that annoys the shit out of me. It's people that cannot tell a story. It's like,
and here's it's a lost
way
art.
to tell a story. It's a lost art. And people that just like ramble on. It's like, okay, beginning, middle, end.
But they think they're doing a great job.
Well, and it's back to basic situational awareness because they're either not picking up on the nonverbal cues. They have no, like,
you can't pick up on me flipping you the bird. Right?
They don't recognize that you're like.
What do you mean you can't pick up on me walking away from you? So you have to follow me. You have to follow me while you're still telling me the goddamn story.
Or I've reverted my eyes back to my monitor for like the 5th time. Of like,
I got work to do.
I'm gonna get back to this thing now, if you don't mind.
It's another progressive commercial. Read the room. 3/5 of NSYNC.
Yeah,
like fucking just read the room. It's not that difficult. I'm gonna do one. Grinch, you brought it up. and it immediately I went here because you were talking about your wife working in a coffee shop. I'm going to go back 25 years. We've all been here. We were working in the restaurant business. Everybody here has worked in the restaurant business at one time or another. You have put in a long ass day. You've been on your feet all day in a hot, greasy kitchen. You've been dealing with shit the whole time. It's 9:00. Nobody's come in. You close at 10. For that entire hour,
I know where you're
you've
going
been
with
cleaning.
this.
You've been getting ready. You're like, my fucking day is almost over. And at 9:57, somebody walks in the fucking door. And it's like, hey, they're closing. Yeah.
Right.
Are you guys still open?
Oh,
Yeah, we're fucking open the door open.
Or they say just made it.
Yeah. And then they spend an hour making your life fucking miserable ordering food. And then not only will they order food, but heaven
They don't
forbid,
order the easy shit.
they'll send it
They're
back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's to me is just like, dude, out of respect, those are the same people, like you said, those are the same people that you will find in a grocery store just standing there in your way. Those are the type of people that will drive down the right-hand lane when they know it's closing and jump over. They'll talk in a theater and they'll just make your life fucking miserable. I used to hate those people because I'm just like, really?
And let's be honest, if you don't think that when you send your food back and you're a dick like that, somebody's not spitting in your food, they're spitting in your food.
It is
let's be honest.
Dane Cook from Waiting. Carpe these nuts, baby.
Yeah. Unrelated to that, but something that I also thought of, especially having driven back from Atlanta not long ago. People who think they're entitled to the fast lane.
You could have just
they're going to go
they're
going to go whatever speed they choose because that's their lane. And they don't like the thing that bothers me other than, again, it's the obliviousness. You're not recognizing you're part of a system is it has real impacts. Like you can see traffic building up behind this like clogged part of the highway because they're not flowing in the right lane to allow others to continue to proceed.
Right. I want to ask a question based on that statement real quick.
Yes.
Because this is a discussion that's been had around our house multiple times. The left lane, we'll go around the room. What do you call that?
Oh, it's the passing lane.
One, person's right.
Even if it's a 2-lane
Anybody
road,
else?
the left lane is the passing lane.
Passing lane. It is
Yes.
not. It is not the fast lane. It is
It's
the passing lane.
Right.
Yeah, you were not
Is it
supposed to just
referred
get
to
it
as
and
something
sit
else?
in it. Oh, it's referred
The
to
right
as
lane is
fast
the
lane.
travel lane.
Yeah, it's
Left
referred to
lane
as
is the passing
the fast lane in our house, apparently.
So
Well,
what if it's 3
half
lanes?
of our house?
If it's 3 lanes, the middle lane and the right-hand lane would still be the travel lanes, correct?
I would think, yeah, your middle and
Yes.
right hand would be the travel lanes. Your left lane is still your pass.
Travel
Gotcha.
/ staging for like an exit potentially.
Right.
Or if you're coming into a network of highways, I get that happens when you're in like,
Sure.
like a big juncture, and so forth.
There's
But when
movement.
you're in like the middle of 85 in the middle of damn nowhere and you come up behind this person, you're just like, what are you doing right now? Like
and they're not
literally,
paying enough
what are
attention
you
to
doing?
see that you're coming up behind
And then,
them and get over.
and again, back in like, some common sense laws, like in Germany, it's illegal to pass on the right because of the way the laws are designed to create the traffic flow. But in the United States, you have to do it because you come up and you're like, this motherfucker. And then it's the classic, you look over to see if they look like as much of an asshole as you think they look, and you're looking at them as you're driving by them and they're just like either on the phone,
That's 90%
oblivious or whatever. I mean, some common themes here for sure.
Right.
And you're just like, are you not acknowledging the fact like 7 cars have passed you in the right lane at this point?
Okay, so I got another one since we're talking about travel. Rubbernecking.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Oh God.
when you are sitting in traffic, and Mac, I recently came up to your place
Yeah.
in January, and I was in traffic just south of Ocala here in Florida for about 40 minutes. And it's one of those, you get up to wherever it's at, and there's nothing there. And you're like, why was I sitting in there was no accident,
Well,
right?
and that's like,
And the
yeah, like,
accident
I
will be
get
on
if I
the
get
other
there.
side of the interstate, and you're going, why the fuck are we not moving? There's
Yeah, and
a
I get
divider
if you-
wall.
If you get there and 2 of the lanes are closed because of an accident, right? So everything's funneling down to 1 lane. But what typically happens is you get there, there's a car sitting off to the right on the medium,
Yeah,
and
the shoulder.
everybody's slowing down to look at it to see what's going on. and then they speed up to 70
And
miles
again,
an hour.
it has nothing to do with them.
Right.
Exactly.
Nothing. They won't know that person. They will never see them again in their lives. That accident or whatever it is has nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
Yet they just need to know for some
Right.
odd reason
what's going
Yes.
on. And what the 7-second glance is going to tell them a story? No, they're going to
Right.
have no fucking
Right.
idea. And it's just like, why did I just sit in traffic for 40 minutes? For what?
Well, and traffic is already irrationally. I'm irrationally angry at traffic anyway, because there's, it's the there's a demotivator poster that's like, no single raindrop thinks it's the cause of the flood. Like, I recognize I am in this, but somebody has to be to blame.
Right.
Like,
Exactly. You just
somebody
need
out
that.
here is
You
to blame
need that. You need to
for
blame
this,
somebody.
and I'm pissed, and I want to know why I spent 30 minutes getting to this point only to find nothing.
Or how about if you're driving
Yeah,
in a parking
you'd be
lot?
okay if you got there and there was a car flipped over on top.
I would
On
get
fire.
it.
Right?
I would
You'd
get
be
it.
like,
Right.
all right, that's cool. I can understand why everything's backed up now.
How about you're driving in a parking lot? And I respect that pedestrians have the right of way and low speed in situations like a parking lot. But when you are driving through a parking lot and they're not walking down the sides of the parking lot, they're walking right, like they're cutting the angle, but taking the long way across
You want to
the
just
lane.
clip that. You want to
you
just
just
clip
clip
that
them.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm just
You're
like,
right.
just walk across. I mean, why are you going this long angled? What are you doing?
But here's another one that annoys the shit out of me is when people cut through a parking lot to avoid a stoplight. Have you seen
you're saying
that?
drivers.
I see that.
Yeah,
Yeah, drivers,
yeah.
drivers, right? Okay, I see I'm coming up on a stoplight. It's red. I'm going to cut through this parking lot to go right so I don't have to wait in line. It comes back to people just not caring about other people.
And nothing gives you more satisfaction when they do that and they get behind somebody in that parking lot and then you come around the curve and,
And
they're
then
still
they're
sitting
behind
there.
you again. Yeah,
You're
you're
like,
right.
ha,
It
ha,
makes me feel good.
bitch.
Or how about you're at like the stoplight and homeboy thinks they need to go like 90 or pass you
To get to the next
and
stoplight.
you get to the next stoplight and you're like, well, here we are,
Look
jackass.
at that.
Do you feel better now?
Yeah. You just kind of want to be like, hey.
But it's okay. You're sitting in a turn lane and the arrow goes green and nobody moves. You're like 4 cars back because the first person is like on their phone doing
Texting.
something. And then you see it go yellow and like 2 cars get and you don't make it. You're like,
Yeah.
Are you
that happened to me the other day.
God damn it. Like it doesn't get any greener, man. Go.
Right. And the thing is, like especially around old people, which, speaking of old people for a second, and there's a lot of them around us here.
Oh, yeah. Down
We'll
there.
be like walking the dog or something like that, which out in public I realize is funny, but
It's a little weird, but
You
okay.
really
I was
shouldn't do
about to say,
that in
wow,
public.
dude,
I think
and
there
they
are
go
some
to
laws
drive-
on that.
they go
You
to
like the
drive
audience.
by,
We respect that.
and you like, you're like, I'm not as forthcoming with waving now because it's gotten so annoying to me, and they just look at you. They like just look, and I'm like, we're having sex here. Just drive on.
You've seen it before. Keep moving. It's funny you mentioned that.
You're old. You
That's
clearly know what this
hysterical that you
is.
bring that up.
but like, I mean, yeah, obviously I'm literally meaning walk the dogs,
Sex.
but
Yes,
or
we
like
got you.
out
Sure you
on the
are.
side of the road, and they just look, and you're looking back at them like, this cunt. Like, why are you staring at me like that? Because
right.
you're old. I don't give a shit. You're not entitled to stare at me like that.
That's right.
Your age doesn't give you that right.
It's funny you mentioned the waving because when I was at Max, we were going walking. I'm just in this habit, like in my neighborhood, when I walk, I wave at everybody. And
Yeah.
Max, like, you need to stop
My
waving.
neighbors.
Don't start setting a precedent because I'm not going to do it.
I don't, because what's going to happen is when Thor leaves, they're still going to think I'm a nice guy, and they're going to want to stop and talk to me. And I don't.
But I'm
need
just
that.
waving. I'm like, hey, okay, how you doing?
But when you do wave and you get no acknowledgement back,
That's-
I instantly pivot to like, I hope you fucking die.
My wife, that's how my wife is. She's like, these motherfuckers didn't wave back.
Yep.
I'm like,
Hope you
yeah,
drive
that's
off a
what it
cliff.
is. Yeah. You know, another thing that annoys
I
me,
gotta-
people that have an issue talking about anal play. Like in some way it's fundamentally wrong. I mean, it's natural. So I don't get it. I don't
It's
understand
proof.
what it is. Like
That's
we're
it.
adults. You know what happened?
We all
Are
have, we,
Thousands
Are
of
we-
years.
It can improve
all
your
have-
sex life.
everybody has a
I've
butthole.
never said anything to the contrary. I just
You
said
just
I didn't
didn't
want to
wanna
talk about
talk
it
about it.
exclusively.
Look, some of these topics, it's like, can we fill an hour? Let's find out.
Look, the question that I have is, how the fuck do we sleep at night? We're apparently very angry people.
Angry.
I've given that some thought. I have. And you know, and it's funny because when I went to buy the PlayStation 5, you know, and she's like, well, do you want to insure the controller? I said, you know, I've gotten so much better in my older years of not throwing controllers. I'm good.
Yeah.
Not so when I was about 10, 15 years younger. I probably went through a handful.
Yeah, at that point,
and then I'd be like, oh,
is like,
shit, I think I broke that.
I'm more likely to insure the TV than the controller. Because it's more expensive.
Yeah.
What's annoying? People that are disrespectful, young people that are disrespectful on a metro train. When they're asked just simple things.
Heard about
do.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They should just get their asses kicked.
I wish I kind of wish we had more time with them, but you know, I was going to throw them off. Somebody
was leaving the train one way or the other.
Yeah, that's right. It was either us or them. And if that, I know he was like a ATF agent. He had no like legal jurisdiction,
right? But
it calmed the scene down,
right?
But I mean, that's a classic example. I mean, the dude in front of him in the seat's like getting hit.
Right.
And these two are running their mouths so loud. You can feel, I mean, we all felt it. That entire Metro car was like tense.
And you were just like, hey, you know, it's like, because the one person had asked him to stop.
Yeah.
And he got in your face. Yeah. It's just like, what are you doing?
Which of course was the first mistake because, you know.
Again, you know, on the one hand, I obviously subscribe to the view of like, I don't want to be involved in shit that doesn't involve me.
Right.
Like I don't need that drama.
But you're a good human being.
Right. But when you start to feel like, okay, based on the ages, the demographics of others, and that the guy that was in front of them was an older gentleman.
Right.
You know, and you've got these two young men that are running their mouths
acting
and like
out,
hitting each other and whatever. And I physically saw him get bumped forward. That's when I was like, yep, it's time to step in.
It just kicks in and it's like, okay, it's time. Let's put an end to this.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I did grab the guy by the throat.
You did. And pushed him against the wall.
Yeah.
God, I
think his eyes got about this fucking big. He was like, holy shit.
Yeah. In retrospect, would have loved to have thrown them off the train. I really would have.
This not your stop? That's just too bad.
That's right.
It is now.
Yeah.
There'll be another train coming by soon.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing, you know, and again, I mean, I've bashed on older people, but at the same time, like I recognize like an older person like that's not going to step up for themselves. And I think, you know, as we talked about being good human beings and being part of a collective, like these are little things that just like are additive. And in that case, man, there was so much gasoline dumping on that fire that it was just like, we're going from 0 to 50 in about a second.
Right. You know? I mean, literally, I was like, what the fuck what's going on? You know, it was just like, you were just in his face. And I was like,
I told you the training just took over.
Respect.
Just Jason Bourne it.
It's a special set of skills.
Right against the fucking window. All right.
At that point, Thor's just like, all right, this is happening.
It's go time.
I got your back.
Yeah.
But
I mean, obviously,
this little lady over here.
Yeah, obviously the person on the train. You got
these two big dudes.
Yeah, the person on the train diffused it, and then they told us like, you should probably get off at the next stop. Yeah, and so we did. All right.
What?
Yeah. Well, because.
Well, he showed a badge, and I think he knew what was going on.
Right.
And then he positioned himself like right there.
Gotcha.
Now they kept running their mouth after we got off, but I honestly do think he was more looking out for
us.
Hey guys, just extract yourself from this.
Right.
Because it's going to continue to
this is not going to end well
yourself
for
a
you.
favor. Yeah. Step off the train.
Yeah.
Because they were younger gentlemen. So it was just like, hey,
and
step off the train.
Get schooled.
Yeah.
Oh, they were going to get their asses handed to them.
Exactly.
And Thor was going to videotape the whole thing.
Yeah. That's 7 inch.
No, that's actually what I was thinking about. Is I was like, I want no evidence of this.
Oh, was that pre-gimbal? He didn't have his gimbal.
Yeah.
Exactly. That would have been great. I mean, like, oh fuck, let me move around
He's
to the
like,
side.
Thor's like, and count up.
Reset.
I want you to come in from this way.
That's right.
Karate chop to the face.
We need some extras in here.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's
Haas,
go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just to say, Haas, do you have one for us? I know I threw that one out there kind of tongue in cheek, but those people are annoying as fuck. So what about you, brother?
Yeah, lately I've kind of been getting pretty annoyed with all the time I've been spending at the gym. Yeah, there's just general basic gym etiquette, like wiping down
Wipe
machines.
your equipment down.
Yeah,
when
wipe,
you're done.
wipe it down. Like you're gross and nasty. I
Y'all
don't-
are. I get it, right? I mean,
I don't need to be
everybody's-
exposed to
everybody
that.
sweats. Yeah,
You know.
but wipe it down when you're done.
Yeah. Well, and so I'm kind of a fan of wiping it down ahead of time, but also after as well.
A little
And so,
pre-wipe.
yeah. You know, and I don't mind. You don't have to pre-wipe, but you should post-wipe. 100% post-wipe. Equally annoying and in tandem with that is re-rack your weights and put your equipment back up. You know, these people that work at gyms, they don't get paid a lot of money. And guess what? I pay to be there. So I'm not your gym bitch. I'm not your gym mom. I should have to put your shit back away. You know, look where the weight of the dumbbell goes and put it back where it's supposed to fucking go. I don't want to go looking for a 20 and find a fucking 10 or an 8. You know, or I don't want to go looking for a medicine ball and I have to go halfway around the fucking gym and you've left it over in some fucking corner where God knows what you were doing with it.
Yeah, I mean, on that same vein, there's the ego lifting, which is just annoying because you're like, that
hey,
weight
look
is,
at me.
that's so far beyond what you need to be doing. We all know it, or anybody that knows what they're doing knows you shouldn't be lifting that much. Combined with the
dude.
Don't make sex noises at the gym. Is that what you're saying?
Oh my God.
Shut up.
There was these 3 young dudes in there today, and they were like, it was all the moaning and groaning and ego lifting and all that shit, and they were pumping each other up and all this, that, and the other. And they got done a good 20, 30 minutes before I did with my workout. And I go in there, and they're standing in front of the mirror, all like posing and, you know, touching the different muscle groups and kind of flexing. And the one guy's, they're like positioning each other to take pictures, you know, so that, I'm like, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly, I'm going to the wrong gym because the dudes just go in and hit the treadmill and the exercise spike and they're out. So,
You go to the gym?
When I go to the gym. Fair enough. Oh, wait a minute. How much weight have I lost compared to everybody else?
No argument there, but what you said was go to the gym, and you don't go to the gym.
But your walking has certainly dropped off since Thor's not there.
Actually, he's still doing pretty good.
5 miles yesterday, 3 miles
He is.
Nice.
He's not walking 9 miles, but he is still putting in the miles. So
all right, I don't have a leg to stand on right now, so I'll just shut up.
Thank you,
What
Mr.
annoys
One
me
Pound.
is when people toot their own horn.
They have no business tooting their own
bring together
horn.
an entire podcast just
Hey.
to talk about how much weight they lost.
I'm
When someone doesn't walk
the
another 9
humblest
miles,
guy I
someone's
know.
just- Yeah. Look at this time.
This is a good one. And speaking of, we are starting to get long in the tooth here, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Anybody have any final thoughts? Anything else that kind of irritates people? One of the things that irritates me is when we get to this point in the show and I'm trying to wrap things up, and then I keep getting talked over. And it's like, look, I'm just trying to get done because I have to do all the editing.
Boom shakalaka, motherfucker!
And I'm all by myself.
How about people who try to show how big their intellectual weenus is in the comment section?
Or
how annoying is that? You're like,
or people think they're technically
nobody
savvy
cares what
and
you
they're
wrote
not.
there. Literally nobody cares.
Right.
You're not changing any minds. You literally wrote that for yourself. Jackass.
Exactly. And they go back and read it over and over again.
People who have to announce they're leaving a group.
Right.
Nobody cares. Just
I'm
disappear.
leaving social media. Then just leave.
I didn't say a
leave.
word when I left.
Was it?
Or-
What was you
or-
saying, Mac? Bye for
Or the vague update.
Yeah.
Thoughts and prayers. For what? It's a hard time. What am I supposed to say to that?
or more importantly,
Sucks to
and
be you.
I get that they're trying. It's kind of along those lines. That they're trying to be nice, but that people post shit on social media about how hard things are going. And look, I get it, right? Things are tough for everybody. But then, yeah, you're right. They give you the little hand prayer emoji. It's like, what the fuck does that mean?
Right.
Offer some serious solutions. Like, hey, I got 20 cans of baked beans you can have because you got no food. That'll help you out. My little prayer emoji doesn't do shit for you.
That's right. Exactly.
Summon the magic genie in the sky.
I think what we've demonstrated here through
Come
this
down and grant your
episode
wishes.
is that there are a lot of things that irritate us. And all of that almost exclusively could be removed if people were just respectful of other people. And that's what I'm taking away from it.
I agree
Is that
wholeheartedly.
if you were just respectful of your fellow human being, a lot of that shit would just go away.
Problem is,
Problem
most
solved.
people don't respect themselves, so how can they respect other
They
people?
can't.
Well,
You're
not
absolutely
only
right.
that, I think, buy a pair of fucking socks. I mean, and wear them in public. That's all.
I mean, it's
Look,
not that hard.
If you wear socks and
Hey.
flip-flops at the airport, I can get, normally, no, I wouldn't be okay with that.
I'll
But at the
accept
airport, I'm good
Ziploc
with
bags. Just some Ziploc bags.
Do I have to wear the sock?
Banded around
Do I have to wear the
your
sock
ankle?
on my foot?
Yeah.
Is the
Well,
location of the sock optional?
Do
would
you
have to
even
get some-
own? Do you even own socks, bro?
You would have to get some kitty socks if you're going to.
Because I'm not sure I've ever seen you wear a pair. Oh my God, really?
I do. I have socks. Yeah.
Well, it's like in the 30s and 40s down there lately,
It is.
right? You
33
gotta keep
degrees
your-
this morning.
You got to keep your tootsies warm.
That's right. How many people get irritated when you're in bed and your wife steals the fucking covers and then pretends in the morning like, I didn't do that. It's like,
No, we don't have that problem here.
I have
We
a
have two
sheet.
separate-
I
know
just wake
what I
up in the
will
middle of
say-
the night covered in 3 extra blankets because the air conditioner's running, the fan's running, and it's 20 degrees in the house. And I'm like, are we hanging meat in the house? What the fuck's going on here?
Well, the
Well,
worst
one
thing
of the-
Mrs. Haas has to deal with is waking up with egg on her face, apparently.
Egg. Sure. Egg.
That's not.
That's
That's not
exactly
egg.
what it was.
One of the things we laughed
Egg
about
smells like Clorox bleach.
is like
Just power through it, Grinch, man. Just keep
there's
going.
all kinds of smells going on every morning. I don't understand what happened. Is this a crime scene? We joked about how do you know you're getting older when you're like, we ain't snuggling, like that's your side of the bed, this is mine.
That's
I'm
like
on
a
a king
lead.
size bed for a reason.
Exactly.
Oh, we have the Great Wall of Pillows. That comes out occasionally. There's a whole section of pillows that goes down the middle of the bed.
I have the Great Wall of
That's usually where the
Dogs,
dog
man.
sleeps.
Yeah, snuggling is for like early marriage when you have like a twin.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when you upgrade
have
in
a
marriage
twin.
life, you're like, we need our own space.
Yeah.
We need
We're
2
getting a
king beds
king-size bed.
next to each other.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Intercom system.
Yeah, as always, gentlemen, I appreciate you being here. This was a good one. It was fun, obviously, talking about these things in a kind of in a cathartic way, being able to discuss and joke about some of the shit that irritates us, but it doesn't make it any less relevant that the shit is still irritating. It was yesterday, it will be today, and guess what? We're still going to be dealing with it tomorrow because people are fucking assholes by and large. But as always, for all you masturbators out there, please check us out week in and week out. You can go to our website at aspirityDebate.com. Check out all of the drinks we had here. This phenomenal blueberry whiskey buck. It was delicious. Max Skinny Cosmopolitan. Well, I guess you can't really. It's a little harder to try a Drunken Vigils from Southern Pines Brewery, but
Still
hey,
have some left. Not a lot, but we still have some.
then if you go to Grinch's house, he'll share with you. He's got
That's right.
some. And then obviously Haas with his Bourbon Stone Sour. So feel free to check out our website, all the drinks there. Drop us a line. Tell us what you thought of this episode. Tell us if you are involved in a New Year's challenge of your own.
Hey,
We'd love to
Thor.
hear from you. Yes, sir.
What is that website again?
It is thespiritedebate.com. Were you hoping I mentioned the email so that you
I
could
know.
ask
I
if
was
it was
like, I knew that's what you were going to do.
Yeah, that's what he was looking for.
You know what's annoying is when the person knows what you want them to say and they spitefully be a dick and say what your
I'm-
actual question was.
Actually, it's the worst. So I'm not annoyed at all.
there you go.
I'm actually okay. Cool. Yep, that's
But-
on brand.
If you
That's
are
totally on
curious
brand.
about our email address, it is the four horsemen at aspiritedebate.com. Feel free to drop us a line there. As always, we'd love to hear from you. If you've got a topic you'd like us to debate, we'll see about getting you on the show if it is possible and feasible in any way. So with that being said, as always,
And send us pet peeves if we miss some. man.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
If there's
yeah.
something that annoys you,
Let us
What
know what's
grinds your
annoying you.
gears?
if it is 4 guys sitting around week in and week out talking about shit that annoys
It has
you,
nothing to
fucking
do
let us
with
know,
anything.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as always, gentlemen, I appreciate you being here. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And we will do this again next week. The views, information, or opinions expressed during the A Spirited Debate podcast series or any affiliated podcast are solely those of the hosts or guests involved and do not represent those of people, institutions, or organizations that the hosts or guests may or may not be associated with in a professional or personal capacity, unless explicitly stated. While guests are invited to listen, listeners acknowledge that they are not being provided professional advice from the podcast or its guests. The content within the parameters of A Spirited Debate podcast series or any affiliated podcast are for entertainment and educational purposes only. Any views or opinions are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, or individual.